Can Christy Sides come back, please? Can Christy Sides come back? I mean it. I don't regret anything I said last year. I don't regret anything I said, but like we've hired a worse coach who's just stuck. We've hired Christy Sides with an ego. And by the way, Christy Sides did not have much of an ego. We saw it in the playoffs. She panicked. She really panicked and went back to her instincts in the playoffs, and it is what it is. And Christy Sides, by the way, is not a good WNBA head coach. But if you guys agree that I would take Christy Sides over this now, subscribe. We are 3 subscribers off 48k. We're trying to hit that by the end of the night. Right now, it's 3:52 in the morning, and I'm recording this after the game. And the one bit of credit I'll always give Christy Sides for, I will always give Christy Sides credit for being until the playoffs. I will always give Christy Sides credit for learning on the job. Like, she realized Christy Wallace wasn't good enough, and very quickly after taking her to the starting lineup, she benched her completely. Like, it took her a while to figure things out. It took her a while to figure out run with Caitlin, push the floor, run the Caitlin and Leah pick and roll. The more you run, the tougher it is for teams to blitz Caitlin, and getting Kelsey Mitchell as this off the ball player so that they couldn't blitz Caitlin anymore because Aaliyah Boston's there in the short roll. You hit Aaliyah and Caitlin and Kelsey just cuts weak side, and it's not like I'm also realizing her team's not equipped to run any other offense. The team was not equipped, and again, I understand the Erica Wheeler minutes were hard last year. The Erica Wheeler minutes were rough. However, the Erica Wheeler small forward minutes were good. And as bad as they were on defense, they're no better now. That's an exaggeration. They're not that much better now. But like, I would rather have the best offense and the 11th best defense than the 4th best offense and the 7th best defense. Because one, you're going to win more games with one of the best offenses because good offense always trumps good defense. And two, offense is fun to watch. Defense isn't. And we have just hired a coach with the same philosophy as Christy Sides with an ego. I tweeted this out and I stand by this. At least Christy Sides was honest. When Christy Sides spoke about Caitlin Clark and said she wanted her playing off the ball, she wanted to do this, she wanted to do that, she was at least honest. Did she throw Caitlin Clark under the bus publicly? Yeah. Was she wrong with a lot of stuff she said about Caitlin Clark? Yeah. But at least when things were working, up until the playoffs where I just feel like she panicked, at least when things were working, she stuck with it. She ran through Caitlin. She did a lot of positive things. And by the way, she's not a very good coach. She's just like Stephanie White's making Christy Sides look good. I don't see a noticeable difference between them both. Think about this: if Christy Sides took over the Sun from Kurt Miller, would she have any different success? I think Stephanie White did a really good job at the Connecticut Sun. She's Christy Sides with aura. She's Christy Sides with some aura. And Christy Sides was out of her depth as a head coach. But like, do you think Stephanie White, during a break, would bring in an outside coach to help coach the team and help, she says she wants to, she's talking with the Warriors. Bullshit. Because if you've watched the Warriors play and then watch what this team are doing, no. They're running a really basic motion offense where, ironically, the backcuts get in the way 90% of the time. They are running they're running a modified version of the normal European motion 4-1-in offense where the post players interchange high-low. The problem is that they don't run it well. Like, it is a very, like, you need very certain personnel to run a motion offense at the professional level. Their entire team are the offense top tier players other than Leah Boston and Caitlin Clark. And at least Christy Sides didn't try. She didn't try to be something she wasn't. She did not try to be something she wasn't. She had a fundamental misunderstanding of basketball. But she did not try to be something that she wasn't. Stephanie White is just saying what the fans want to hear, and then she's going to do the opposite. She's talking about Caitlin Clark, she's going to be on the sidelines so she can learn. Learn what? The only thing Caitlin Clark has learned is that everything that you guys have been saying is BS and I'm the damn system. And at least Stephanie White realized that. at least over the couple of games before the Olympic break, and especially after the Olympic break, Stephanie White or Christy Sides realized Caitlin Clark was the system. And by the way, in the WNBA, how many good coaches are there? I still trust I still think Becky Hammon's a really good coach. Becky Hammon is a really good coach. I think Natalie Nakase has the potential to be a good coach. I think if you gave Caitlin Clark to to Nate Tibbetts, Caitlin wins MVP last year. She wins MVP last year. Just watch what the Mercury are doing. The Mercury are doing I understand defense-wise, Alyssa Thomas is a great player. But if you swapped Caitlin Clark with Alyssa Thomas, both teams get better. But the Mercury become the best offensive team in history. Imagine putting beside Caitlin Clark Okoa McCanny, Kitty Alexa, freaking Kat Copper, Satu. You take out, you maybe you get someone else other than Satu. But can you imagine if you watch the way the Mercury are playing under Nate Tibbetts? If you gave Nate Tibbetts, and there are so many, you listen to what every single college basketball coach talking about Caitlin Clark, they're like, what would you do coaching her? It's like, get her the ball. And in fairness, as much as Christy Sides was very against getting Caitlin Clark the ball earlier in her career, as much as she was against it, and I don't think Christy Sides was a good basketball coach, but she was what she was. She was what she was. She was a flawed coach, very much so. She was a very flawed basketball coach, but at least it seemed like maybe she knew she was flawed. At least there was a time during the year that she freaking knew she was flawed. But we are looking at Stephanie White having this team playing at a snail's pace. I mean this when I say this. Even with Caitlin Clark playing, the Mercury are more fun to watch. How do you make a team with Caitlin Clark not the most fun team to watch in the WNBA? And Christy Sides didn't do that. The Mercury are more fun to watch. The Liberty are more fun to watch. Heck, the Wings are more fun to watch with Paige Bueckers. The Lynx, depends on what type of basketball you watch. I'm not going to say that about the Lynx. The Sun are just funny to watch. The Valkyries are more fun to watch. The Mystics, no, maybe the Mystics. And the fact I've said maybe the Mystics is a team ran by two freaking rookies. But yeah, it's mental. It is mental. And this system, and people are literally like, oh, it's a new system. Players are working through and don't trust the system yet. For Stephanie White, their new system is to walk the ball up and play Connecticut Sun ball. Their new system is to do what Connecticut Sun do. But I'm just saying this right now in the great words. I'm paraphrasing the great Nick Pitino when he was coaching the Boston Celtics. I'm adapting Nick Pitino's words. Alyssa Thomas is not walking through that door. Bree Jones is not walking through that door. Dejanay Carrington is not walking through that door. Grinding it out and trying to hold teams to under 75 points is not going to win you games at the Indiana Fever. And at least she knew that. At least she knew that. Did it take her too long to realize that? Yes. Did she start Christy Wallace for 20 games? Yeah. Or 15 games? Yes. Did she think that it was better to run through Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark initially? Yeah. But I mean, we're currently watching a team who, when the going gets tough, runs Kelsey Mitchell at point guard. Even she wasn't desperate enough to run Kelsey Mitchell at point guard. And yeah, I want to apologize to Christy Sides. Not that I thought you were anything great as a coach, but you're better than what there's there now. You're better than what the Fever have right now, if we're being honest.